Hi folks, and welcome to this tutorial about Park for Sale ads. Parks for Sale ads is an advertising option within the advertising feature of MHParks.com. I'm Gil Wigington, lead support team member and also the designer of MHParks.com. And today we're going to discuss a few items about specific to Park for Sale ads. One of the prerequisites to publish a Park for Sale ad is that you can be both a basic member or a premium member to access the Parks for Sale ads. There are additional fees that do apply to each advertisement, but both types of members will be able to access and publish. So in our items that we're going to cover today, we're going to go over a brief overview of Park for Sale ads so that you get a better view or a better idea of where they're displayed on our homepage and the basics behind the scenes once you're ready to start creating one. We'll also go over what's a featured ad versus a basic ad, and again, how they interact on the public website once you've published it. Then we'll go ahead and work on creating a new Park for Sale ad so that everybody understands how to create one, because we are just a little bit different in how you create ads in our system versus a lot of the traditional mobile home and RV park websites. Then once you've created it, we'll go ahead and show you how to publish an ad, and we're going to go ahead and after you've published it, we'll show you how to edit your Park for Sale ad. And then we're going to quickly cover changing your ad listing status. That's pretty important as you want to start being able to display maybe a price reduced or a sale pending on the advertisement. We'll show you how to get that accomplished. So let's go ahead and dive into it now. Park for Sale ads allow members that may be park brokers, park owners, or wholesalers the ability to advertise their mobile home or RV parks that they're selling directly from within the MHParks account. Visitors to MHParks.com can see those published ads by simply clicking on the Parks for Sale category on the home page. And each Park for Sale ad is directly linked to one of the many thousands of RV and mobile home parks that we've got in our system. And they can be displayed as either a basic or a featured ad, depending on the publishing options that you select at the time that you're publishing your advertisement. So for a basic Park for Sale ad, they're displayed in our Park for Sale ad category without a green featured banner being displayed on them. They're also positioned after any of the featured park ads that are displayed, but they will still continue to have a price reduced or a sale pending banner whenever you may set that within the ad's listing status. For our featured Parks for Sale ads, those are displayed in two locations. So first, they're displayed on our home page in the featured Parks for Sale section, and we display up to 8 randomly featured park ads in a completely random order. That way, nobody's getting more specific attention than anybody else that may have that featured Park for Sale. They're also displaying within the Park for Sale category, and they are positioned ahead of all the basic park ads. In addition, we give you more focus on your advertisement by displaying the green featured banner whenever you don't have your listing status set to price reduced or sale pending. Once you change your ads listing status to price reduced or sale pending, it will then start displaying that in a red banner. So the first time that you publish your ad, it's going to go ahead and run for 35 days. During the first 5 days, only premium members are going to have access to view your ad by clicking a link that we email them as soon as you publish the ad. Then on day 6, basic members are going to go ahead and receive an email notification that your ad is out there, and they'll be able to start clicking on the link, or they can also choose to see the ad directly on our website along with every other visitor that comes to the site as well. When your original publication expires and you want to republish your ad, then those ads will run immediately on our public website for a 30-day increment each time you republish the ad. When visitors are viewing your ad or prospective buyers, they can contact you directly via email. They can print the ad or they can share the ad with their friends with the three buttons that are at the top of each ad that you advertise. Buyers also know exactly who is selling the park based on how you choose to brand your ad, and that shows up in the marketed by section of your advertisement. So as we start talking about creating a new ad, there's 4 steps to the process of creating a park for sale advertisement. And you can start that process by simply clicking the create park for sale ad at the top right when you're viewing your parks for sale ad tab within the advertising feature. And those 4 steps are: first, you link the ad to, or link the park to the advertisement so that we can create the history within that park of when it's being advertised or when it may have gotten sold. And then second, you're going to update the park's information so that it correctly reflects what you're selling. Then for step 3, you're going to add your advertising information, such as your sale price, your earnest money that's required, any required sale terms. All that will be done during the 3rd step of creating your advertisement. And then the final step is going to be how you brand your ad. So again, that's going to display in the marketed by section of the advertisement. And because of various regulations throughout different states, we wanted to give you 2 options to be able to brand your ad. You can either do it through your profile, or you can do some custom branding. And we'll show you how that goes as we dive in a little deeper for this. Okay, so in step 1, as we're diving in a little deeper, this is where you'll link your park to the advertisement that you're wanting to create. And you do so by simply zooming in on the map to whatever park that you'd like to, and you can use your mouse and cursor to zoom in, zoom out, or drop and drag for anywhere in the United States. And then once you found the correct park, you just simply click on that map pin, and that's going to go ahead and do one of 2 things. If it's a park that's not claimed by anybody else, indicated with a green map pin, or if it's a purple pin that that indicates that you have claimed that park in the My Parks feature, then you'll be provided the next button, and then you can click through. In those times that somebody else has claimed the park in the My Parks feature, which will be indicated with a blue map pin, you will be required to receive permission from that claim holder before you can build an advertisement for the park. Which, let's be honest here, we don't want people to start advertising parks that they're not given permission to. So by doing this, we make sure that the park owner is properly giving maybe a park broker or a wholesaler the ability to advertise that park, even if the owner continues to hold the claim on the park. And you'll request that permission by just, as soon as you click on the blue park, you're going to see the green button appear that says send request to advertise this park, and you'll just click on that button to automatically send out a request to the claim holder. So the park claim holder at that point, again, whoever has claimed that park in the My Parks feature, will then have 10 days to either grant or deny you permission to advertise the park. During that time, if you go back and click on that park again in the advertising module, you will see a message that indicates that it's currently being processed and it'll show you the expiration date of when that request is going to end. Once they do give permission or they deny your request, then you will receive an email letting you know that. And at the point you end up with the email saying, yes, they've given you permission, you will then have 10 days to go ahead and create and publish that park for sale ad. Now, if you just save a park advertisement and never go to publish, on day 11, it's going to automatically remove that advertisement from your system. And the reason why we're doing that is because, we don't want people to have access after the 10 days. Typically, if you're a broker or you're a wholesaler, you do have some time restraints. We want to make sure that those get published when they've got the permissions. And we don't want maybe sometime down the road a claim holder to say, well, I don't want them to actually do it anymore. And then, we've got a situation where somebody's advertising a park that they didn't, the permissions were revoked. So you'll get that, but just make sure that you do advertise that park, publish it 10 days after you receive the permissions to do so. So then once you've got permission and you've clicked the next button, or the next button became available because it was an unclaimed park, you just click the next button and you'll be taken to the page that you can actually start updating the park's information. And again, you want your advertisements to reflect the correct information of that park while you're selling it. So in this step, it'll allow you to update the park's record to an accurate information about the park that you're selling, and be sure to include any images that you have. Sometimes people like to rely on some of the older images as theirs, but every good broker, good wholesaler, good owner is going to take the most recent pictures and have those posted in there, because you want your viewers to be able to know what the park currently looks like as your advertisement is running. After you've uploaded those images, if you want them to display in a certain order, just simply drop and drag those images into the order that you want them displayed. Then once you've got everything updated in the park for its record, go ahead and scroll to the bottom and just click the Save and Next button, and you'll be taken to the next step. And once you're done updating the park's information, then you'll move to step 3 and start entering the information that is specific to your sale. So things like sale price, any required earnest money, or maybe the required sale terms. Are you advertising this, or are you requiring buyers to obtain a new loan, or is there some seller financing options involved in it? All those types of things you can go ahead and enter into this as you're completing the sale information. And while you're entering your sales details, keep in mind that the listing status dropdown is going to determine when the banner displays for price reduced or sale pending. So when you set that to price reduced, it's going to show the price reduced red banner, or if it's a sale pending and you select that, it's going to show the sale pending red banner on your advertisement when it's published. And then you'll also want to be able to, or be sure to include your sales pitch in the description field, and you can provide instructions on how to either get to your park or how to schedule an appointment by entering the information into the touring and driving field. This way, if you don't want folks driving through a park and disturbing your tenants, you can certainly put that in that field. While you're completing your sales information, you'll want to also go ahead and be sure to include any links that would go back to your website within the website field, and any documents that you want your visitors of your advertisement to see. you can upload those in a PDF format. Now, both the site link and the documents that you upload will be buttons within your ad. And each one of the documents buttons, the wording within those buttons are going to be automatically created using the file name of your PDF. Additionally, you can also put a link to YouTube videos or anything else that you'd want the potential buyers to see about the park in a video. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and just click the save and next to move to the next portion, which is the branding. So step 4 of every advertisement that you'll build is going to be the branding step. And this is where we wanted to allow our users to be able to either, if you're an owner or maybe you're a wholesaler, you don't have as many requirements that you're going to have to follow for your marketed by section of your advertisement. But a lot of brokers that are legal, that are state licensed, will have some requirements in there. So we wanted to provide 2 methods of being able to brand your ad so that people know who to contact about that park for sale. So our first option is a user profile branding, and that comes out of your user's profile that you've already set up within MHParks.com, and it's automatically generated based on the information that you've entered into that profile. The second option is the custom branding, where you can select that option and then choose maybe a different logo, put in some different contact information or a personal image. And once you're done with that, when you click done and save the advertisement, it's going to use that custom branding option instead of your profile information. So anytime that you are doing the custom branding option, both for the logo and for the personal image, you're given the ability to crop your image down to the size that you want or the area that you want within an image. You just want to also keep in mind that the larger the area in your image that you're going to want to have viewed, the smaller your image is going to appear within your advertisement and on the cards being displayed for that advertisement on the public website. So our recommendation really is, if you can, just grab your logo portion of the insignia that you have for your logo, and then put your company name in the contact information, and that's going to make that logo look a lot nicer in a lot of the displaying areas. Once you've branded it the way you want, you'll want to just, in your custom branding, click the done and then click save. And suddenly now the preview and the publish buttons will become active so that you can either preview what the ad's going to look like, double check, read over, make sure that everything's the way you want to see it. And then when you're ready, click the publish and you can immediately publish the advertisement if you want to choose to immediately do it rather than saving it for later. There is actually 2 ways to publish your park for sale ad. And as I mentioned, you can immediately choose to do it on the final step while you're creating your ad. And the alternative way is that maybe you want to save that ad for later on because you're not quite ready to publish it. So you can go to the main page of the Parks for Sale ad, find the specific park that you're wanting to now publish after it's been saved, and select the publish option from the actions menu. Both of those will go ahead and open up the Publish Your Parks for Sale ad form, where essentially you're checking out as you're getting ready to publish. And we ask for just a little bit of information. First, we ask whether you want us to upgrade your ad to a premium ad, or if you want to just keep it basic. Again, premium ads are designed to put more focus on your advertisement. They house the green featured banner on each one of your ads, and they do also position you ahead of basic ads and display you randomly on the homepage under the featured Parks for Sale ads section. So a lot of times it's a good thing to go ahead and upgrade. We don't ask for very much for that upgrade, so it remains pretty cost effective. Um, the other thing we'll ask for is for you to agree to our terms and conditions for advertising your park for sale, and then you'll select the payment option and any promo code that you may have. That way we know how to apply the payment for the amount that would be due and how to provide you any discounts that you may have coming to you also. And once you've provided all that information, then the publish button will go ahead and become active, and clicking it essentially checks you out for the transaction and starts the publishing process. So now that we have published our advertisement, maybe you found a mistake in there. You wanted to update the park information, figured out that, oh, there is one more lot in there than what I thought there was, or maybe there's a misspelling in your sales information. We want to give you the ability to edit a park for sale advertisement. So for anytime you do want to edit a park for sale ad, and it's being published, first thing you'll need to do is to pause that ad. And the pausing action or pause option is in the actions menu for that specific ad running. Alternatively, you can also choose to just use the pause whenever you simply don't want the ad to display anymore. Pausing it will stop it completely from running in anywhere in MHParks.com. Maybe, for example, you forgot to get some paperwork signed and you don't want that ad running till you get it signed. You can go ahead and select that pause option also to just get that advertisement to stop running. So once you pause your ad, that actions menu is going to change a little bit. And this time it's now going to show edit and continue options within that actions menu. And additionally, we're going to turn that row for that advertisement yellow, so that way you're able to easily recognize that, hey, this ad is no longer running on MHParks.com, and I either need to continue it or just simply acknowledge that it is being paused. But while you're wanting to edit, you just click into the edit option. And while you're able to edit, you'll be able to edit all of the information that you provided earlier while we were creating the ad. So you'll be taken to the park details, and then your sales information details, and then also your branding. And at the end of that branding, then you'll go ahead and click save or update, and it will go ahead and update that information so that it represents the latest information that you've provided. Once you have that information updated, you'll want to go ahead and use the continue option in the actions menu to start that ad running again. That ad will not run until continue is clicked because we don't know when you maybe want that ad to start running again. So be sure to click the continue button. So as you pause an ad, always remember that when you pause it, it is completely stopped from being advertised anywhere on MHParks.com. And with that, we also want you to understand that it does not change the publishing expiration date. So, maybe you've got 10 days left on your publishing period, and you click pause and you leave it sit for that 10 days. It's not going to display it for the 10 days, but it will still expire its publishing period at the end of that 10 days. So, anytime you do have a advertisement paused, make sure to click the continue option when you want to get it back up and running. Okay, so now we've had our advertisement, we've created it, We published it. Then we went ahead and edited the ad because maybe we had a mistake in it after we published it. So now it's been running for a week or two, and we need to change the status of that particular advertisement. Maybe we're doing a price reduction, or we're doing a sale pending because we've got a contract on it, or even better yet, maybe we've now got the park transaction closed and successfully sold, so we're ready to change the listing status to sold. Each one of these listing status types have a specific purpose, and they're important to remember as you're wanting to utilize your advertising and the park for sale ad to kind of advertise to other people also out there that may be considering using you to sell the park. So a listing status of just listing. It displays no banners unless it's a featured ad upgrade. When you upgrade your ad, you'll have that green featured banner on the advertisement, but otherwise it will not display any other banners until you set it to one of the other three listing status types. So a price reduced, anytime you set it to this, it's going to go ahead and show the red price reduced banner on your ad. For a sale pending, whenever it's set to a sale pending, it's going to go ahead and change the banner to a sale pending red banner on your ad. And when you select the sold listing status type, it's going to remove your park for sale ad from the park for sale category, and it's going to prompt you to complete the sale information so that it can later on, as soon as its information is submitted, it can begin displaying in the sold parks feature of MHParks.com. So to change the listing status, you'll simply go ahead and click the pencil icon next to any listing status that is an active published advertisement. And once you click that listing or that pencil icon, you're going to see a small little listing status dialog box pop open where you can select one of the four listing status types. Once you've selected it, just click the save button. Now it's important to remember that when you change your listing status of your advertisement to sold, this action is undoable without contacting our support team. And the reason why is because nothing should be really have a listing status of sold until the transaction is fully completed. Everybody's signed all their paperwork. The new owner has taken possession of the property, and life is rosy for the seller and for you because you've successfully sold the park. But because of that, we don't allow people after the sold status has been saved to be able to change it back to something else. And it's because the sale information is so critical within our system that we wanted to make sure that people weren't able to switch it back. Now, if you absolutely accidentally hit save when it was on sold, you can contact our support team and we can undo that action for you. But, you know, hold off on ever selecting sold and saving it until the transaction is fully completed. And that way, then once you do, we can go ahead and supply you, or you can start supplying the sale information about the transaction. Now, submitting that sales information is pretty easy. Again, this is just when you have a sold status. And we ask for some pretty basic things such as your sale date, your original asking price, the actual sale price. Was this a 1031 exchange associated sale? And then we ask you for the terms that the sale ended up being, whether that be seller financing, maybe it was a cash deal or a new loan. And then we ask you just four questions that any assessor typically asks. And those are, was this a third party sale? So did you use a broker? Were you an owner that was advertising it yourself? That does make a difference in a lot of folks that use these for comparable sales. So we want to know that information. Again, we want to know, was it publicly advertised? Um, with it being on MHParks.com, obviously it was. How many days did it take for the sale? So did you advertise that park for 25 days or was it 180 days? That gives us a better feel when we're looking at comps, and the parks for sale feature gives us a little bit more indicator of what was the strength of that price. And what's your relationship to the sale? So are you the realtor? Are you the owner? And that helps anybody that's looking at your sold park information to know what your relation was. Okay, so let's dive into actually interacting with the Parks for Sale ads, where we can show you how to create that ad, a couple of quick hints and details that we want to actually see in action. And so to access the Park for Sale ads, you'll simply log into your account, and in your left menu click the Advertise feature, and then you'll see that we have two tabs. One's Park for Sale ads and one's classified. And again, we'll go into a tutorial of itself for any advertisements of classified ads. So for right now, we'll just make sure that we're in the Parks for Sale ad, and we'll go ahead and to give you a quick overview of what you first see. The ad status indicates whether it's been completed, whether it's just a saved, or whether it's currently published. Your listing status again refers to whether it's just a listing, or it's a price reduced, sale pending, or a sold. That manually triggers those banners to be on your advertisement when it's on the mobile home or MHParks.com website. The title of your ad. When they're published, you'll see the start date and the end date of your publishing, and you'll see whether it's a basic ad or a premium ad. You can also click on the listing views and actually see. So our system, when you publish your ad, anytime a member of MHParks.com views your advertisement, we give you that information so that you know when they went ahead and visited it, as well as some of their basic information so that you can follow up a little bit with that person and see if they're more interested than in the park that you're selling. Because of the way browsers work and security, if they're not logged into their account, they're going to be just listed as a visitor, but it will record also the date that they visited that ad. You'll also see in the amount spent column how much total you've spent. So maybe you've renewed that or republished that ad multiple times. You can see the accumulated dollar amounts that you've spent on that advertisement. And then you've got your actions menu that within the actions column that, based on what is happening with that advertisement, decides what options you get in the actions menu. For this instance, it's a saved advertisement. We haven't published it yet, so I can still go in and edit it. I can choose to publish it, or if it's something that fell through, maybe a listing agreement fell through, you can just choose to delete it also. So let's go ahead and create a new Park for Sale ad. And once the map loads up, you'll see that we've got our blue pins that indicate a claimed park by somebody else in the My Parks feature. You'll see that we've got purple pins that indicate that you've claimed a park in the My Parks feature, and you'll see the green pins that indicate that nobody's claimed it. So when you click on either a purple pin and we'll just zoom in here with our mouse wheel, and I'll click on a green pin. So as we click on that green pin, Nobody's claimed it yet, so we can have access to the next button. And it tells us just a little bit in the park site information so that we verify that we do have the same correct park. And that will happen on any purple pinned parks also. When it's a blue pin, and this one I happen to, in our test environment, happen to already request permission. And this is what you'll see when you've already requested that permission until the expiration date. But let's go to a different claimed park, and if I click on this park, you'll see I get the green button to request the permission to advertise the park from the claim holder in MHParks. We just simply click that button, and I'm able to go ahead, and the system will automatically send out a email to that claim holder, and then they can click yes or no to agreeing to allow you to advertise the park. Once you do get that permission from them, you will be receiving an email when they do grant you the permission, or if they do deny it. If they grant the permission, again, they'll have 10 days to respond to that request. You'll have 10 days to save and publish the park after you received the permission. So in this example, we'll just go ahead and click on a unclaimed park because the steps are the same from this point forward. And this takes us to our park information. We can see that the park's record was originally created on 3/28 of 21. It was last updated on July 4th, 2022, and this park's been originally put in by our system instead of by any other user, or excuse me, it was updated by our system originally. We can do the same things that any of our other park editing forms. It'll look identical. You've got access to the permit, year built. You just uncheck those if it's not available. Park name, street address, the phone number, any website that might be related to the park. The better that park looks in your advertisement, and the more information about that park that you provide in your advertisement, obviously it's going to give you a stronger selling price. You can show the amenities and the breakdowns of the lots. If there's any other single-family residents that happen to be on the property, or any storage units that may be on the property, you can include those into it. You can also select the road types, street owner, what does the park own it, or does the city own the streets, municipal water, the sewer types, any heating fuel, is natural gas provided to each unit for the heating. What's the trash service? Is it park provided or tenant provided? Is it in a floodplain? Is it maybe in a floodway? And then you can add your images that you'd like to directly in here also. And you are required to at least add one image. So we'll go ahead and I believe I've got just a test images. So we'll throw in a cute little image of a camper. And you can drop and drag when you have multiple. We'll throw in another image here, and you can drop and drag those into the order that you'd like to see them. So then once you have your park information in there accurately, go ahead and click Save and Update. If there's some errors, it's going to tell you. So in this example, we're going to have 36 tenant-owned homes. For vacant lots, we don't have any vacant lots, so we'll put those as 0. And we'll go ahead and click Save and Continue, or Save and Next. This is the next step that you're going to put your sales information in. Again, we show you the park information so that you know that, hey, this is the same correct park. Your list, or your listing status. Again, when you put select just listing, no banner is going to display on your advertisement once it's published, unless it's an upgraded featured ad. Price reduced will automatically put a price reduced banner on it. Sale pending will put a sale pending banner on that advertisement. And maybe you've had the park for sale for a while on your own real estate website or personal website. and now you've already decided that you wanted to do a price reduced. So to get attention on that, you can go ahead and just start off with a price reduced banner if you'd like to. For this example, we'll just click listing, and I'm just going to go ahead and select some. Now the listing title is going to display at the card when the users or visitors to the website to MHParks.com first click the Parks for Sale category. Your listing title is going to be what displays at the very top of that card. Secondary title is going to be what's placed below the image of the park. And then obviously your asking price. We do require that you put and let your viewers know what your lowest earnest deposit is going to be, and then a breakdown of how much price per lot and property taxes. And we have for several states, you actually pay property tax in the rears. Nebraska is one of them. So say in 2022, you're actually paying 2021's property tax. So that's why we have a drop down box for the year, and you can select the year that you're referencing in your property tax. You can enter your cap rate, your NOI. Maybe this one we make $125,000 a year. If it's a part of an MLS listing someplace else, you can enter in that MLS information so that you're meeting your requirements of the MLS agreement. You can also right here go ahead and link this advertisement, and it's one of the buttons that will show up in your advertisement to your website. Maybe you're a realtor that has also the website listed on your company's or your real estate office's website, and you want to put a link directly back there to get more traffic to your own website. You can do that right here in the external page or listing page link, and that will turn on that button for View Seller's website. You can go ahead and put some sale terms in. We do require at least one sale term to be put in there. Maybe you're looking at a new loan and seller financing. So you can select many options, but you are required at least one. In the advertising description, you put in your sales pitch, and we'll just put in, this is a great park, and we'll tell everybody not to bother the tenants. Here you can, at the bottom of the page, you'll see in the viewable documents section, you can go ahead and select documents, and you can select several documents. Once you've included them and you want them to be in the different order, just drag them into the order that you want them to display as buttons in your advertisement. This allows you to kind of put more focus on maybe your P&Ls, statements, or anything else that you're putting into that advertisement. You can also add a link to your video. Maybe you've already created a YouTube video that shows a tour of the park. You can go ahead and get that added in there also. For this instance, we won't. Now this, just a side note, the video link will actually display as an icon within the image section of the advertisement. So it will be displayed as a little icon right next to your Google Maps icon, your Street View icon, and it'll show up as a video icon, and the users can go ahead and click that and watch your video within where your images display of the ad. So in this one, we won't put a video link in there, and we'll just hit save and next. And this final step is where you go ahead and tell us how you want that advertisement branded. So again, when you use the user profile branding option, it generates this information from what you've entered into your user profile of MHParks.com. And maybe for most of the time you want something or want your information branded differently in MHParks.com through the other various features. But for when you're selling a park, because of state regulations or something, you need to go ahead and custom brand it. And at that point, you'll click the custom branding option and just select the images that you want to show up as your company logo. Again, you'll want to be cautious about using a really wide logo. The smaller, more honed in, and we'll just go to an example here. So if you go to, say, like the C&G Properties logo for us, the wider that you make that, the smaller it's going to obviously display because of sizing restrictions. So the better option is to grab your insignia and just crop the image to your insignia on it, and then fill in the rest of it for the contact information. Oops. And then you can go ahead and put your personal image in there also. For this instant or example, we're just going to use our company branding on it. But same thing, you can just crop any image. We'll just throw in this image just to show you. Same cropping style and everything. But for this example, we're just going to go ahead and click the use profile branding. We're going to go ahead and click save. And it's going to upload all your documents, upload all your images that you have. And once it's done uploading, it's going to go ahead and tell you by saying the listing has been created successfully. And you click OK, and your preview and publish button now becomes available. So we highly recommend that you preview your ad so that you can see. And here we have the seller website, the reference to the website that I indicated as an external link. And we've got our 3 PDF documents that we've uploaded also. So when the user goes ahead and clicks on it, they are displayed the PDF document that you've uploaded. And we've got our marketed by section. Viewers of your advertisement then will be able to click the contact seller, the print, and the share buttons as well. And down below, and here's where if we would have included a video, that video icon will be in here also. But we've got our park details included, our sale terms included, the financial basics, so your price per lot, the NOI, and the cap rate. We've got our streets and utilities, our lot breakdowns for mobile homes and RVs that might be on the property. This one we did not have any single family or storage units on it. Our amenities, and then our property description and driving tour information. So everything looks really good on this ad, so we're going to go ahead and publish this one right away. And at this point, we want to go ahead and upgrade our ad. And again, we try to make that a very reasonable price so that it's very economical to advertise on MHParks.com. And then we're going to go ahead and select our payment. And this time I'm not going to use any promo code into it, but if you did have one, you could go ahead and select it. And then at that point, it will bring that into it. You just enter in your promo code, apply it, and then it will deduct it in your shopping cart. So in this case, our amount due is $59.99 because we've upgraded for another $10 to make it a premium ad. And you do have to, again, select to agree to the terms and conditions before the publish button becomes available. Once you've got everything entered into it and you click the publish button, you've now checking out. We'll go ahead and charge that payment method, and we'll get the congratulations. This is the first time that we've advertised this park. So again, for the first 5 days, only premium members are going to be able to see it, and they will view it through an email link that we send out to all the premium members. After the 5 days, on day 6, it's going to start your publicly advertised or your park being advertised publicly on MHParks.com, and we tell you when that expiration that it'll stop at being published on MHParks.com. We'll just go ahead and click OK, and then we're taken back to our Parks for Sale ads main page. Now, couple things I'll show you real quick. If you want to edit a park, again, this is a published park, so we first have to pause our advertisement, and you'll get the notification that, hey, it's gonna be paused. So when you pause that park, it quits displaying on MHParks.com. We'll click yes, and now that row will turn yellow so that you can quickly identify, hey, this one's being paused. And we can then have in our actions menu the option to edit, or we can just simply continue. When you choose edit, you're going to be taken back to park information. You'll have to walk through the park information, your sales information, and your branding. And you'll go ahead and just click, and now this is a different ad that I did happen to use custom branding on. I haven't changed any information, so my save button is not active. If I would have changed anything, maybe I'm going to change change the asking price to, whoops, to 1.2 million, and then I click the save and next. Now my save button is active, and I can go ahead and just click the save, and it updates it, and I go back, and now I can click continue, and it's now being displayed again on MHParks.com in the Parks for Sale ad category, and life is good. Rather than for listing, to put the banners for price reduced and sale pending on, or if you want to mark a park sold, rather than having to go through the edit process, you just click the pencil icon and select the listing status that you would like for that advertisement. Again, if you put price reduced, it's going to throw the price reduced banner on your advertisement. If you select sale pending, it's going to put the sale pending banner on there. When you select sold, it's going to notify you, hey, this is an undoable option, and it's going to ask you to confirm. So in this example, we're going to go ahead and click yes, because we've sold the park, it's closed, the transaction is closed, and the new owner has now taken it. You'll first, when you select sold, we're going to send you out that email that says, hey, your park is either been marked sold or it's been completed. If it's been completed because your publishing period has expired, you'll go ahead and renew it. Obviously, if it's sold, we want to have you know that it's time to put the sale information in. So once you've changed that to sold and you click save, it's going to ask immediately for some sale information. And this is how we're able to generate our comparables when people want to see comparables in our sold parks feature. And again, you'll enter in some basic information. When was it sold? We'll click OK. And the original asking price, sale price, was it a 1031 exchange, associated sale, what kind of sale terms were involved in the final sale. You are at least required to have one in there, and we're not going to do this one right now because save it, because I want to also show you the other situation you can have. Was the advertisement, now some of these sale questions, again, they're really simple. We don't want to be intrusive and gather who bought it or all the different little increments of your sale. Instead, we ask questions that provide us information and provide our viewers information. Is it an arm's length transaction? And so we ask, was it a third party hired for selling the park? If maybe you're a broker or a wholesaler, then you would be the third party, and yes, it was. Was the park publicly advertised for sale? If it was advertised through MHParks.com, then obviously it was, and so you'd select yes. How many days was the park for sale? Was your listing contract for 45 days? Was it 120 days? But that'll tell people, the strength of the sale price and everything that took place. And what's your relationship to it? So are you the park owner, park broker? If you absolutely do not want to provide any information, now we highly suggest that you do, so that everybody that uses MHParks.com can see comparable sales in our sold feature. But if you absolutely do not want to provide it, you can simply click I do not wish to help MHParks.com. When you do that, your sold park will still display in the sold parks feature, but instead of showing the sale information, we just tell people at the top of the advertisement or the sold parks details that you opted not to provide sale information. So once you're completed the sale information, you can click the submit. Now let's pretend that you accidentally closed the window and you did not provide us sale information. So you can, in those instances when you have not provided us that information immediately, it will still show the sold as a link so that you can open it up at a later date. That way we still can obtain the sale information from you. Maybe you got busy, all of a sudden got a phone call. You can click the close on the sale information and come back to it later. What we really would like is that people immediately, as soon as they mark that sold, provide that sale information so that nobody forgets at a later date. But if you do, you can again go back and click the link. Once you've clicked the link and provided the sale information, then it's not going to be a link anymore, and it'll just show sold. So the other thing to notice is when you're looking at all your ads, and you can see I've got a bunch of ads here, you can sort those. Maybe I only want to see my published. Maybe I only want to see the completed ads that have run and they've been now completed. Maybe I only want to see the saved ads that I'm gearing up to ready to publish. You can do that through our filter option in here. So hopefully that gives you a little better idea of how Parks for Sale ads work. And at any given time, if you still have a question, feel free to reach out to our support team at support@mhparks.com. Or again, you can contact me directly by going to, or just emailing gwigington@mhparks.com, and we'll always answer any questions you have. And until next time, we appreciate you watching our videos.